Teebs and KidPhoenix podcast is now partnered with Dubby Energy. Dubby is an energy drink powder that is different from the energy providers of the past, using all natural energy from ripe coffee cherries to provide natural energy with no sugar, no calories, no artificial coloring, and no maltodextrin. Each serving of Dubby contains about 2 cups of coffee worth of caffeine, but since Dubby's formula is sugar-free, you get energy and focus without those anxious, jittery, or wired feelings. Just mix 1 rounded scoop with 8 ounces of water and you're good to go. Unlike energy in a can, you have the ability to control how much goes in. Want to take it a little easier? Drop in a little less powder. You're in control. Listeners to our podcast can receive 10% off their order by using promo code Teebs at checkout. Try any one of Dubby's 15 unique flavors, including cherry blossom or Japanese soda today, and experience the difference.
Oh, I feel for my brother. Feel for my brother. The street life used to be on. Straight up hustling till the break of dawn. Taught me how to do wrong right. Everything inside.
It is the Teebs and KidPhoenix versus podcast. We are back. It's the end of April, so there's a lot of new things coming out on the TVs to get everybody ready for summer. There's some stuff that's been out for a while. There's things that have premiered, and 2 things we're going to talk about today. The Invincible series on Amazon, as well as The Boys. So I have Teebs here, as I do always, to, comment on IP that either I'm watching that I feel like he should be watching, or stuff that he's not watching anymore that he used to watch, but I'm kind of curious as to why he stopped. So we'll just, that's the plan. Teebs, how you doing?
How are you? So what are we talking about today? What are we doing? What properties do we have?
Well, listen, I would like to start this podcast off the same way that I have been doing, and just giving people a nice little window into your life as far as, what have you been doing? What have you been up to? Alien Day was a couple of days ago, and what'd you do? That's a holiday we both celebrate.
We've watched Aliens. I watched Alien again from the top. I was watching Aliens. I forgot just how jacked Jeanette Goldstein got in that movie. She was super jacked. Also,
Did you do anything special for this viewing? Just standard television?
Standard television. I am working on an Aliens-inspired art piece that I will hopefully be debuting at Comic-Con Revolution on May 16th and 17th in beautiful downtown Ontario, at the beautiful downtown Ontario Convention Center in Ontario, California.
I was going to say, wait, you're going all the way to Ontario, Canada? What the hell?
Also, this Friday is Free Comic Book Day. That is May the 2nd. Sorry, Saturday.
That's incorrect. It's Saturday.
This Saturday.
All right, run it back. It's Saturday. Rewind, remix. No, this Saturday is Free Comic Book Day, May 2nd. They're bringing it back because they didn't have one last year. Doing anything special for Free Comic Book Day?
For Free Comic Book Day, my local comic book shop, Now or Never Comics, has invited me down, along with a bunch of other local San Diego comic book creators, for an in-store situation where we'll be allowed to mix and mingle with all the people looking to get their free comic books, and hopefully with all the extra money in their pocket, they'll actually feel like buying some of our comic books, which would be great.
Signed meet and greets?
Well, not necessarily meet and greets, but I will be there, and I can meet you and greet you if you'd like. So,
Teebs, you will be there, and you will be meeting and greeting and potentially signing things of yours if people bring them.
Yes.
So yes, in essence, it is kind of a signed meet and greet for Teebs there.
No, because there's like 5 or 6 other people going to be there. So it's not just a Teebs meet and greet. Do you get it?
See, I'm sitting here, I'm trying to hype you up as a good brother should, as a supportive family member should.
I don't want to get
totally just shitting all over.
I don't want to put the wrong impression in people's heads.
Okay, that's fair. That's fine.
And then,
okay.
not done.
Not done. Not
There's
finished.
more.
There's more.
May 9th is a little something I like to call San Diego Fright Mart, which
That's what I'm
is
talking about.
our pop-up event that we do. We've got like 40 vendors this year.
Oh shit.
We're doing something called the Ghoulastic Book Fair. It's like the Scholastic
Clever.
Book Fair, but there's more horror stuff involved. And
Get your tickets now.
the tickets are on sale, available at frightmart.com.
We'll have links in the description.
So yeah, I'm not much, not a lot going on.
Not a whole lot going on.
Not a whole lot. No,
Not too
I'm
much.
good.
I celebrated my Alien Day a little bit differently. I did not watch Aliens. However, I did spin back Prometheus and Alien Covenant.
How did that go?
My brain is still trying to process what the heck it just watched. Like, not in the sense that it was complicated, but just in the sense that, like, I hadn't watched it in a while, and I was really trying to, like, pay attention and really understand everything that's going on. Everybody involved with the Prometheus ship, they're idiots. I don't know how else I can say it. And then Covenant was just, it's always been a weird watch for me, and it was still weird. Like, I didn't understand it completely. I didn't understand the mission of the movie or what it was trying to do, what it was trying to say. It was just like, it felt like a 2.5 hour Ridley Scott cash grab. So whatever.
Wow. Okay. All right, hard disagree, but
With Covenant?
Yeah.
I thought you didn't like Covenant.
I don't, but I don't think that it's just a soulless cash grab.
All right. Okay. Let's see. What else do I have going on? So those of you that have applied, I guess you can hear this now. The official end of Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con panel submissions, that happened on Monday the 27th. So now they are in the selection phase. It is our own personal selection Sunday. So hopefully we are in the field of 64 and we're not one of the first ones out. Like, that would be awesome if we could just get in the field and we don't have to play in the play-in games. I'm doing a lot of sports analogies right now. I really should stop it.
Cross-pollination
I
happening.
really should stop it. Don't talk to me about pollination this time of year. You know better than
I
to talk
thought
to
you
me
took
about
the
that.
shots.
I did.
Where's the shots?
Okay, so all right, now we got to deep dive into my allergy afflictions.
We don't have to deep dive. Just give me the highlights.
For those listeners that don't know, I am in the middle of allergy immunotherapy. It's the first year I'm doing it, and from what I've been told by my allergist, it's not the first year. The first, like, when you get the shots, it's not that first season where you see a difference. It's the second season that you really see a difference. So I'm still kind of suffering, but apparently in 2027, that's when things are really supposed to, like, take hold, and I'll be able to go outside and, you know, take long, deep cleansing breaths and just, like, not have to, like, blow my nose or, like, sneeze every 5 seconds.
Okay. Yeah, that wasn't too in depth.
Yeah, it was like 20 seconds. It was fine.
Yeah.
All right. Now, as far as we're talking about newer things that are, like, either they have new seasons or they're in process, or in the case of Invincible has ended already. But this was prompted by a question that I asked the Teebs last week, and I was just because the season finale had just ended, and I was just like, Teebs, are you on that Invincible narcotic? I've been, like, jamming it into my veins for like 4 seasons now. Are you in on that? Are you on that? And he's like, no. And this is a direct quote. I may have some of the words wrong, but quote, I watch superhero IP to be inspired, not to be grossed out. Is that a fair representation of what you said?
Yeah, that's what I said. But there's some nuance that I'd like to add to that statement, if you'll allow.
So first of all, let me concede that is a fair response. And I'm going to start by leading into the boys. Like, that's been on Amazon Prime. They're in their 5th and final season. And given the increasing gross out nature of the show, especially the last 2.5 or so seasons, that's a fair assessment. That is completely warranted. If anybody has seen The Boys the last couple of years, it has magnified and intensified in terms of maybe just like over the top violence and grossness just for the sake of it, just for the fuck of it. Because it's Eric Kripke and we're just like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just see how far we can push this line.
All right. So here's the thing. When Superman is dealing with a purple kryptonite and then shrinking and then like having adventures in some of the sillier stuff that happens in Legion of Superheroes, or like, you know, grand adventures of the like Silver and the Silver Age and before then, around that time, like that stuff is kind of childish because they were more geared towards children in those days. But however, just having your thing about, so they're not depth. They don't have a lot of depth to them. Those stories, those kind of funny, quirky, charming stories from like the 50s and 60s.
Okay, you're talking about Superman, not The Boys. I thought that's
Oh,
where you
no, no,
were
no.
leading.
No, I'm not talking. What I'm talking about is Superman and Batman and generally comics from the era where they're considered like a kiddie art form.
Mm.
When they got slapped with that rap, because they were geared towards children. And even though you had talented people working on those books that always kind of had an eye towards more depth and stuff like that, the medium didn't the market forces didn't really allow those kind of books to thrive here in America.
Also fair.
But I feel like when your story is just simply about gross out stuff and just like all this violence and blood and guts and like, let's top this and see how gory this can be and how ridiculous can this situation get, it's equally childish. It is just as
Okay.
childish.
Okay.
Like I don't particularly feel the need to I don't want to engage with stuff that like does not, there's sometimes I do want to engage with stuff that is just simply on that level and like down, but also like there's sometimes I want to engage with stuff that has some depth to it. So
Wait a minute. You're telling me in that episode with the sex party orgy, you're telling me that you didn't understand the depth of Laz Alonso's character being slapped by a superhero whose main superpower is that he can enlarge the size of his penis? That did nothing for you?
it's ridiculous.
Nothing. You got nothing out of that. No deeper meaning of life, nothing.
I think a big problem in comics is that people associated, because comics had this reputation for being a kid's medium, and grown men kind of got sick of being associated with a kid's medium. They had to embrace these more quote unquote adult topics and things like that. And so what happens? The comics all of a sudden have a lot of gratuitous violence and sex in them. That is not really that again doesn't make them any more adult, doesn't
Yeah.
make them any more grown up. It just allows a certain set of fans to say, hey, there's boobs in this, so it's not for kids, or like, hey, they're cursing in this, it's not for kids. But
I wonder if there's something to be said about like the generation that like, when, for example, when Eric Kripke or Seth Rogen were like kids and they wanted to do certain things, and now that they're adults with like money and they can create things and they can bring things to like market, things that they maybe would have wanted to watch as kids for whatever reason. Does that say something as far as just kids getting older and just wanting to do different things, or is it just like,
it's not different. Like that's the problem. Like so much of what we consume in comics related media and properties is focused on how dark can this be. Supergirl. Now, Supergirl is like, like a cute character. Now let's make her an alcoholic and give her this whole old man Logan arc that doesn't suit Supergirl. Like, don't get me wrong, that story was good and I appreciated it, but
I was just gonna say, like, doesn't it say anything that they're literally basing it off a comic book that was like it's based off of I would say call it the quintessential Supergirl novel.
I would not call it the quintessential Supergirl novel because it's not showing the totality of what Supergirl is.
Okay, all right,
It's only
that's
showing
fair.
one effed up portrait. That's kind of my problem with the absolute universe to a lesser extent, because like it's showing effed up more gritty versions of these characters, and like that's fine, but like where's the other, like,
Where's
except
the
for
other thing?
this Superman movie, which was like hopeful kinda when it wasn't being a naked cash grab.
Just ass all out cash grab.
Naked cash grab.
Just booty hanging everywhere.
Like, where's the stuff on the other side?
Okay.
Do people not want to just feel a sense of fucking wonder anymore?
I guess,
Do
but
people not want to believe a man can fly anymore?
to your point about like Supergirl, like I hear what you're saying, but like, isn't it kind of interesting to like show that side of Supergirl? And I'll bring this back to the boys, I swear. That side, and then come back to like the more hopeful Kal-El relative kind of deal where they're just like hope and like all of that. But like, wouldn't that add depth to the Supergirl character in the DC Studios universe, like down the line?
It would, that would. However, to bring it back to the boys, like that story's not going to end on a hopeful note.
Probably not. Actually, no,
like,
definitely not.
Who am I rooting for in the boys? Like, who do I want to win?
Okay, see, that is an interesting, fun exercise, right? Because right around the Stormfront's arrival, the character Stormfront in season 3, like there was this, and it's also based on like the administration that was in office when the show really started to come of its own. There was this whole like fascism is bad arc with the boys, and I mean, again, I'm quoting Teebs here. His response, just like, fucking duh. We know fascism is bad. We
Right.
live it. We experience it. So like, what kind of story are you trying to tell?
Yeah.
What are you trying to tell us that we don't know already?
Yeah, the idea of
fascism is bad. Great. Fascism is even worse when the characters involved in the fascist behavior have like superpowers and can murderize an entire planet with the snap of a finger if they wanted to.
Right. So basically, what if Superman was evil? Like, this is the thing, and this is the quintessential thing that I think
I'm just like, isn't that Bizarro, basically?
This is the quintessential thing that I think people misunderstand about Superman. Superman is good.
Yeah.
Superman is good. Do you understand? Being good and wholesome is as much a part of his power set as laser eyes. Like, you cannot say, what if he was bad? Because he would cease to be Superman. He'd be something else. He'd be freaking Sentry or like
okay.
some other clown.
We can't go one podcast without you firing unnecessary shots at Sentry. Jesus.
He's a fucking walking Deus Ex Machina. It's terrible.
I've gotten to the point now where it's like I am a casual watcher of The Boys, and like I'll watch it if it's uploaded, but I don't like run to it when it's on. I don't do that like I did for Invincible. We'll get into that in a minute. And I definitely don't do that the same way I do with Daredevil. I just don't. I got to the point now where it's like fucking Homelander versus Butcher. Can y'all just kill each other so we can get this series over with? That's where I've landed with this. Because,
but then what? Like then
to
what?
your point,
Like what?
exactly.
Who are we left with?
Rooting for?
Who are we left with? Huey? He's done enough terrible shit at this point that like I don't think I want him around anymore. Like
Starlight, probably not. I mean,
probably not. Like she's
Mother's Milk, Laz Alonso. I feel like that's the only character I'm really rooting for anymore.
Honestly, I'm rooting for Gus Fring on that show.
Oh, well, that's true. Wow.
I mean,
Teebs out here rooting for the evil corporation. That's something.
It's the evil corporation. At least I understand the evil corporation. It feels like home, you know? It feels like the warm embrace.
It's a nice sweater on a chilly day.
Yeah.
And speaking of Vought, they have the Vought Rising prequel coming. It's got it's Jensen Ackles Soldier Boy.
Hold on, I just want to make a quick point. I watched Gen V, and I liked Gen V more than
Gen V was great.
Because Gen V is not is at least has something. At least it's like, oh, these people have not had all the
corruption,
all the innocence just blown out of them.
Right. And then what does Amazon do? They go ahead and they just straight cancel that in favor of the Vought Rising series, which I have zero interest in.
Is that a prequel?
That is a prequel that's just going to be starring Jensen Ackles and the Soldier Boy Liberty team that he had that was introduced in season 3.
Who wants that?
Not me. Personally, not me. If you're out here embracing all the boys content you can get your hands on, great. Enjoy it. Have a ball, dude. That's just not, I'm just not with that. It's not for me. I would have preferred more seasons, to your point, of Gen V. I was heavily invested in that. And I don't know if any of the Gen V characters are going to show up in season 5 of the boys going forward. It hasn't felt that way. It really feels like they're concentrating on the OG characters, which is fine. But me personally, I'm just kind of bored with them.
Yeah.
I've seen it all. I've done it all. I've seen Huey come out of the asshole of a whale. I think I'm done here.
Honestly, what is left to do?
Again, just like Homelander and Butcher, just fight, get it over with, so we can roll on to the next thing.
I don't even want to know what the fuck is the next thing, because I don't care at this point. I don't care. You're at this point, you're only watching the boys to see at the levels that they're going to go to try to gross people out, and that's fine if that's what you're into. That's not what I'm trying to see when I turn on my television, so if you guys excuse me, I'll be watching the 1978 Superman on loop for the next couple days.
And just out of curiosity, so the listeners know, when did you start watching The Boys and then stop, or you just never watched it?
I watched The Boys. I watched The Boys till last season. I watched last season and was like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this?
All right, so Teebs is out on season 5, so I can just tell you what happens at the end and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
And you have no interest in if they landed the plane, was the payoff worth it? You're just whatever, what happened? That's it. That's all I need.
Plane. There's no payoff. I mean, what's going to, if everyone, honestly, I think the best solution to that whole show.
What's the best payoff for this?
The best solution to that show is everything to get nuked. I think that's the only way. Everything gets nuked.
Wow.
And
Teebs is trying to nuke the planet from orbit and then salt the Earth so that nothing else may grow.
Honestly, where do they go?
Vought Rising, apparently.
That's going backwards. They're going fucking backwards.
Now, Amazon, as I mentioned at the top of the program, has another really interesting and in my opinion, very, very good animated superhero show. Invincible, in my opinion, and I'll just go ahead and say it, in my lifetime. So 1980 and after. Invincible to me is one of the 3 best comic book adaptations of my lifetime. Number one is obviously X-Men 92 because it's Chris Claremont.
97.
Well, it was 92 first.
No, the animated show was called X-Men 97, is it not?
No, but I'm talking about the original John on Fox Kids.
Oh, yeah. Okay, sure.
Yeah, that's number one. Invincible is 1A, and then Batman TAS is 2.
Wow.
That's the top. That's the list.
Okay, so for me, it's Batman TAS.
And this is in order?
This is in order. It's Batman TAS, and then an extremely long pause. And then maybe the original X-Men cartoon.
So there's tier 1 for you, Batman TAS, and then you don't have another anything until like tier 4.
Batman is S tier. I have nothing in A or B tier.
Jesus Christ. That's
X-Men is C tier.
Spider-Man, nothing. I will say honorable mention to Batman Beyond, but I digress. Let me tell you now, again, just to preface, Teebs has never watched an episode of Invincible, yes?
No, I watched the whole first season of Invincible.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I did.
All right, then I'll ask that question in a minute. For me, Invincible has fantastic writing, a great voice cast with Stephen Yeun and J.K. Simmons and Sandra Oh. Great voice cast. Incredible comic book adaptation. Kirkman has his brain all over this, and it shows. And it hasn't quite reached what Teebs has said is Walking Dead burnout, where it's like, okay, they're kind of doing the same thing over and over again, where it's just like the party splits and they have to find somebody or some MacGuffin, and then that just runs the entire season. Haven't gotten to that point yet. I prefer The Boys or Invincible just because, like, I'm interested in that whole thing of superheroes aren't always good and altruistic. That for me still kind of hits a little bit. So let me just ask this question then. There's a growing kind of interest in like the anti-hero, like Daredevil, like Deadpool.
Growing interest. We've had nothing but anti-heroes for the last 40 fucking years. What are you talking about? Growing interest. Where's
Superman
a regular ass
hero? Superman is not an anti-hero.
No, you're saying it's a growing interest? Okay, fine. Give me the heroes that are just regular ass heroes.
We've got plenty of those.
Let's hear it. Where's the list?
Superman, Batman, Green Lantern.
Batman is an anti-hero these days.
Well, these days, sure. Green Lantern.
Which Green Lantern?
Jon Stewart.
Okay, yeah, Jon Stewart. That's pretty unassailable.
Yeah, come on.
Good
Stop
dude.
it.
It's a good dude, that Jon Stewart. And I love him on The Daily Show, too. He's pretty
Not
great.
that, John. Captain America.
Not anymore.
Listen, Captain America is lawful good, like, to the highest degree. I don't want to hear that.
Except when he's in Hydra. Except when he is in Hydra.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
But anyway, all right, then maybe this question is completely useless. I was just wondering if, like, I guess maybe the interest in the anti-hero is, like, increased and has increased, at least for I guess for me, like, last 25, 30 years, because Deadpool got really popular and Venom got really popular. And there was just like, there was a hot second where in the mid 90s where Lobo was on everybody's radar.
This is the problem that I have with characters like Deadpool and Venom. When you try to take these characters and turn them into heroes, they're not about anything. There's nothing but, so what? Okay, so Spider-Man, the big log line is, hey, great power, great responsibility. It's kind of an allegory for puberty and, you know, a time in life when you're turning into another person. What is Superman? Superman is the quintessential immigrant story. And even though this is the thing it's the quintessential immigrant story. And the guy that says, hey, yeah, I could do all this on my own, but it's better if we all work together. Like, that's what I'm like.
It's very positive and hopeful, Teebs.
Even Batman is like, okay,
You mean when he's not beating up black and brown people?
He does beat up a lot of black and brown.
Seriously, start reading Batman comics. There is a discrepancy.
It's a lot of brown names in the Bat computer.
Yeah, there really is.
It's
okay, not okay.
Hey, okay, see, this is my other take. This is why Superman's the greatest, and I don't want to hear any more debate on the subject.
Because he's not the op.
He could be the op if he wanted to, but he's not. He's like, you know what? Let the cops handle it. I'm fucking Superman. I'm gonna have a beer.
I have enough problems with like universal threats.
If Doomsday shows up, give me a call. Otherwise, you can stop that random mugging. I'm gonna leave that to you guys. But okay, so Batman goes after street level criminals. Who are Batman's villains? People with severe mental difficulties.
Yes. The mafia.
The mob. More people with severe mental difficulties.
Ninjas from Japan.
Street crime. You know who Superman's villain is? Basically Jeff Bezos. He's our guy. That's our guy. We need the guy that's going to show up and be like, look, no, you're not building your own space program. It's just like, no, we can't have that happen. I'm gonna have to stop you there, you guys.
All right, let me steer this back to Invincible and why I feel like it's different and why, like, when I come out, like, I'm gonna get you back on the Invincible train. We're gonna start a season 2 and we're just gonna keep going, right?
Okay, sure. So Invincible basically is the show that's like Dragon Ball, except it's less fun when the hero gets the shit beat out of it.
All right, stop it.
That's what it is.
It's really
exactly what it is.
There's more to it than that. Let me explain. So first things first. Comparing Invincible to The Boys, it's not just gross out superhero IP for the sake of being gross.
I'm not saying. I'm not conflating the two. I do see that Invincible is trying to do some things that The Boys is not trying to do.
There are things like Omni-Man / Nolan's growth from season 1 to now. I would kind of argue that this is inspiring in a way. When you look at Omni-Man in season 1, right? And he's all about like death and destruction and conquering Earth and like putting his seed in and trying to create more Viltrumites because his race is like below 50. But then you get to season 5 and like now he's regretting a lot of the things that he's done. He's regretting the destruction he's done in cities. He's regretting what he's done to his wife Debbie and his son Mark, and really thinking about just let it go, and just really thinking about like his past and like really trying to make up for his faults and failures. Like that's inspiring in a way to see that character growth.
Yeah, I agree. I like it when it happens to Vegeta too. That's pretty great.
Okay. All right, so now we're just going into like Invincible's Dragon Ball. Okay.
Listen, I'm not trying to be an ass. There are similarities.
It seems like you are trying to be an ass.
Okay, I'm trying to be an ass a little bit.
Okay.
But like, but again, but I'm making that point. But Dragon Ball deals with a lot of the same ideas and themes, but only it's more lighthearted. It's more.
Let's see. Mark Grayson's coming of age journey as an unwilling teenage superhero.
Yeah.
That seems. I don't know if that's necessarily Gohan or Goku. So I think
both.
I get a point there.
It's actually both. It could actually be both.
But they were both Gohan and Goku were both willing.
How could you call Gohan willing? He was a fucking infant. What are you talking about?
Okay.
Piccolo just snatched him and said, "You're coming with me, and we're going to learn how to train." That's what happened.
Omni-Man and Mark's, Nolan and Mark's father-son relationship. Okay, we're just going to gloss over that one because that's a point for you. I love the transition where Nolan has kind of embraced Mark's, I guess, free will in a sense, where it's like Mark is out there doing his thing and Nolan isn't trying to convince him, "Oh, you need to go back to like Viltrum. You need to help conquer the planet, this, that, and the third." Like he got over that. There's a love story in here. Mark and Adam Eve, like that's in there. I have this question, Teebs, real quick.
Yeah.
And this is about Invincible. This is about any comic book where this is a potential plot point.
Let's hear it.
The government contracting of superheroes, like the Guardians of the Globe in Invincible, like it's never worked out. Why do they keep trying to do it?
It's worked out.
What? X Factor. That's the only one that's worked.
X Factor worked.
Government contracted superhero team. So Justice League does not count. So that was not government contracted.
But they were not government contracted, but they were contracted at some. No, they were contracted and liaised with the United Nations, but that. All right, I can tell you one time when it worked like gangbusters.
The Avengers? No.
Alpha Flight, baby.
Alpha Flight, yeah. Well, listen.
It's a deep pull by me.
Yes, very deep pull. Well, listen, the government in Canada is a little bit different than it is down here. I think you would agree.
True.
And then there's this old thing, but like, earthly humans are not superior, and that's a message that everybody needs to accept and at all times until an alien race comes down and proves us otherwise, that hey, human beings, the Homo sapiens, y'all are the tits, y'all are the cream of the crop, like that's it. Like there is that message that like we should remember how small we are in this whole thing called the universe and like accept it.
Yeah.
I just that's something, that's a piece of advice that should always be taken into account.
That's fine, and that's a fine message. You know, I'm just gonna interact with the shows that can hand me that message without, blood and guts getting smeared all over the place. Hey, don't get me wrong. I love some blood and guts. Okay. I love it. I'm just not, that's just not what I'm.
Teebs is all about blood and guts. Teebs already has tickets to go see Mortal Kombat 2. He has tickets. He has them already.
I don't have tickets for Mortal Kombat. There are no Mortal Kombat tickets being bought here. As a matter of fact, there are no tickets to any fighting related movie franchises going to be purchased this year. I can tell you that.
Well, that's a damn lie, because I know in October you're purchasing some.
I'm not purchasing any at all. Now, here we go. Secret third entry that you didn't know anything about. Let's talk about The Walking Dead, because, bro, an ongoing.
We're going back to a show that you refused to watch after season 5.
Yeah, after season 5, because I realized the show only has like 3 plots.
Okay.
Let's run from the bad guys. Let's hide from the bad guys. We're actually the bad guys. Those are the 3 plots of every Walking Dead season.
All right. Okay. Make your here.
No, it's just that in that world, eventually, like there were characters that you cared about a lot, but the whole thing sabotages itself because, okay, there are characters that you care about and then they die and then you realize anybody can die. But then characters get popular and they get plot armor and then you're like, oh, certain people can die, but not these guys. Like,
and that's what I've kind of enjoyed about Invincible, I guess. There are characters, for example, spoiler alert, like Rexploder is probably one of my favorite characters. He meets his end, and I was really starting to get used to him. Not a whole lot of the other characters have plot armor, quote unquote, as you would say. Granted, like this is from the comics too, but like all the Viltrumites have like fast healing, so I don't think you're ever gonna see a point where like, you know, Mark or Nolan or Oliver like go down, like period. I mean, you might, depending on what they do with season 6 going forward. And if they get into the death of everyone arc, like that would be fun. I'd be interested in seeing that. Just Dinosaurus just coming down, just like wrecking fucking shop all day, every day. And to your point, like that's why I think I've gravitated away from the boys to Invincible, because to your point, there's just more characters that I give a shit about. I give a shit about Nolan. I give a shit about Mark. I give a shit about Adam Eve. I care about Oliver. I care about Robot and everybody that is now part of the Guardians of the Globe. Cecil can fucking eat a dick. I don't like play. Much respect, love Walton Goggins, love him to death. But Cecil, fuck that guy. But there's just so many characters in the Invincible universe that I care about, and that's why I'm interested in the show.
Okay.
Similarly,
hate Walton Goggins.
I didn't say I hated Walton Goggins. I said I hated Cecil. Very specific. I love Walton Goggins in this and Fallout and The Righteous Gemstones and just about everything else he's been in. But just Cecil is kind of where I draw the line. Government dude, and he's just no. Like if you know Cecil in Invincible, you'll understand why. It's why I've characters that I care about, like that's why I have, and I hate to bring it up again, but we always do on this podcast, it's kind of why I fell out of favor with the MCU. There's just not enough characters that I give a shit about. There's just not. It's like it's like Black Panther and that's it.
It's like, yeah, we're gonna have a talk about this new movie they got coming.
Doomsday or the Spider-Man John?
Honestly, I forgot the Spider-Man John was even coming. Jesus.
Right?
All right.
Like there's not a whole lot of characters in the MCU that I give a shit about anymore. There's like, it's like Black Panther. I care about Ant-Man because he's funny and I enjoy Paul Rudd, so I kind of care about him. I don't care too much about Peter Parker anymore. I'm sitting here just like this with my arms crossed. I'm just like, all right, I know Miles Morales is coming. Just give him to me so I can be underwhelmed. Like, it's fine.
Yeah, but no. Just give me the Miles. Like, just enough with this BS. Let's get beyond the Spider-Verse and let's keep it moving.
Yeah, let's just keep that shit moving.
Yeah.
DC Studios, like they're 1 movie, 2 movies in, or soon to be 2 movies in, so I can't really say too much. I am invested in the David Cornsweet Superman because, you know, shout out Philly. He's local.
Is that true?
That is absolutely true. David Cornsweet went to the University of Pennsylvania. That is accurate.
Oh, how about that?
That's right. So, yeah, Philly, stand up. We got Superman, goddammit. I don't know what's going to happen with any James Gunn Batman movie. I don't know if I care. Clayface looks kind of interesting. I might be in on that.
Honestly, Clayface looks like the best superhero thing that I might.
And Clayface isn't even a hero, for Christ's sake.
But making that a horror movie, I think, is chef's kiss. Fantastic.
I agree. I'm all in on Clayface. Like, I don't even care if Bruce Wayne makes an appearance or not. I really don't. Like, Clayface works. There are certain Batman villains that may or may not deserve their own film. Like, I don't know what the thought process was with the Joaquin Phoenix Joker, but I don't know. I just don't know if the Joker standalone without Batman works. That's just me.
Yeah.
I would love to see a Scarecrow movie. Like, that would be fucking awesome. And, you know, my love for Victor Zsasz is well documented on this podcast.
Well documented. Thank you. No
Victor Zsasz, Hugo Strange, like it's all well documented.
No need to mention it again.
All right. So that's it. That's the podcast this week.
We got
Watch Invincible Teebs. Go back to season 2. Get back in there. Get back on the horse.
not gonna happen.
It's going to happen because when I come out to California, I'm just gonna have Invincible on a loop in your house.
That's great. Then I just won't be in the house. How about that?
What's funny is that he actually will do that. If you are in the area, check out Fright Mart when that goes down. Free comic book day this weekend. Go to your local comic book stores. Shop local, shop often. Don't know what's on the menu as far as like what's being given out, but check your stores and just go in and just like peruse some comics. Maybe you find something you like. I will be taking pictures from my spot of choice. That's Brave New World Comics in scenic Old City, Philadelphia. It's just right off the 2nd and Market Street stop on the L. And yeah, I'll be there early, saying what's up to everybody in attendance. I will not be doing signed meet and greets, however, because like I have nothing to sign. If there's like a random screenplay that I wrote, it's probably for a class, and you really should be plagiarizing my work. But anyway, that's the podcast. If you have thoughts about what we feel about The Boys or Invincible, leave a comment. We're on all the socials: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Full episodes of this podcast are on YouTube. Shorts are on YouTube. Yeah, you'll be able to find us. And then if you want to listen to more podcasts, you can do so on wherever you listen to podcasts: Apple Podcasts, Amazon, Spotify, whatever and wherever you like. We're gonna get out of here. Hopefully, Eddie Ibrahim was listening to the first part of the podcast, and we'd like to be in the field. That would be awesome. Last thing, real quick. Rest in peace, Mr. Jerry Conway.
Jerry Conway. Yes.
Jerry Conway, for people that don't know, is he's ex-Marvel boss, and he created so many stories involving Spider-Man, the Avengers, Iron Man, Captain America. He was one of the greats, and he started doing that stuff when he was 16 years old. He created the Punisher. So yeah, just Jerry Conway, rest in peace. Just hopefully you're taking everything in stride up there and just like enjoying paradise. Get out of here. Talk to everybody next week. We are out. Later.